What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and thanks for clicking on this video. Today we are going to talk about why you must, not that you should, but why you must switch the exhaust on your stock Ninja 500. There's a couple reasons for this. I'm gonna get into it, but first off, look at that thing. Looks so much better than before. Had that big, thick, massive exhaust. You know, obviously they got to be repping the Kaufmans, but yeah, no, let's just get on this thing and yeah, let's get to it. When I first got this bike, the Kawasaki Ninja 500, and I started it up, there was one thing that I very instantly noticed. It sounded not exactly like the moped that I used to ride, but it definitely resembled the noise. It's not the biggest engine in the world. It's not like a, you know, 1,000cc bike or something like that, but it's still a good 400, you know, we're just gonna go around this guy, a good extra 400cc more than what I was using before, you know, the moped compared to this. So I was like, dude, why does it sound so similar to a dang moped? And my conclusion was it had to be the muffler. And I'm excited to see what this sounds like with the mic being in my helmet. Oh dang, and that officer definitely just saw me do a pull here, but it looks like we're good. So, mic's in my helmet, but I'm hoping you can at least hear it a little bit. Probably can. I'll take the mic and I'll put it next to the exhaust, get some exhaust notes going. I do have a little bit of footage as well from the stock one that I can compare. But yeah, anyways, going back to what I was saying though. When I first got on this bike, it just resembled, damn, what's going on over there? Very much resembled a moped. Did not make me feel like I was riding a motorcycle. It made me feel like I was riding a motorcycle with a moped engine. Now the power obviously feels fine, but it was just so quiet. This thing, like, actually sounds like a motorcycle now. Like it's. I feel like this is just how it should have came from the factory. All right, we're gonna hope that this works. Fuck. Can't be putting your kickstand down in first gear. It's a rookie mistake right there. Okay, anyway, back on the road. You know, my two options. Or let me take a step back. As a beginner, the bike that I was gonna get was a Honda Rebel 500. Partially because I had some experience on the Honda Metropolitan, and I kind of wanted to stay loyal to Honda. I like the way the Rebel looks. I think it's one of the best looking bikes you can buy, and I never saw myself as being a sport bike person. Now, after further research, I decided that this was probably the better option for a couple of reasons. One, it was very reasonably priced. Like, very reasonably priced. From all the reviews that I watched, people are saying that you'll probably outgrow a Honda Rebel within a couple months. Versus this, people are saying you can maybe keep it for a couple of years and you're not going to get too bored of it. And the speed serves me very well. It's not a slow bike by any means. It's not a slow vehicle by any means. So, I mean, yeah, I can take that back. I mean, a lot of people, I'm sure, will call it a slow bike. But compared to your average Harley, it's pretty quick. It's not slow. It's really fun to ride. It's really, really fun to ride. Dang, look at that Jeep. Look at the Jeeps. Oh my gosh, World War II. Those are sick. Like I said, it is Memorial Day. So thank you to all the veterans. If you're watching this, truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't mean that lightly. You know, everyone obviously sees Memorial Day, they're like, oh, but I get the day off on Monday. I can have a 3-day weekend. But it really is more than that, you know. There truly is nothing more valuable than a brother or sister that lays down their life for another. I mean, is that not one of the most generous gifts you can give someone? So, truly, thank you to all the veterans. Just want to get that out there. Going back to the bike, so what I would say is, like, okay, I really had no buyer's remorse, at least not so far, besides the way this thing sounded. It did not sound great. It really reminded me of my moped. And, you know, obviously you buy a motorcycle to have fun, but you also buy a motorcycle because it's kind of cool. And when your exhaust sounds like the scooter you just sold, it's not that cool, I'm not gonna lie. Not that you should care what other people think. But besides what other people think, it is significantly safer to have a loud exhaust. I mean, truly. People know where you are, and it really just increases your presence. You have way more presence on the road. People will hear you coming down the road. Obviously, if they're bumping music, it's probably going to be a little bit harder for them to hear you. But at least for the most part, you know, it's better than having a quiet exhaust. People have their windows rolled down when it's nice and hot out. Even if they're, you know, blasting some music maybe louder than usual, they're probably still going to hear you with the windows down, especially. Oh my goodness, like, after putting this exhaust on, this is how the bike's supposed to sound. It's actually how it's supposed to sound. Like, that stock booty muffler, like, that thing was such a disgrace. If you have a Ninja 500 or a 400, heck, even like any sub 600 cc motorcycle, honestly, and you know, the thing is too, I don't have that much experience. Like, I'm sure the 600, maybe even 700, 800 cc motorcycles, like, they're probably muffled too, way beyond what they should. And it's almost like a liability because of how quiet they are. Like, the stock muffler on this thing was so quiet. Like, even if I was outside of a car, just standing on the road, and someone drove past with a stock muffler, dude, it like was so quiet. Like, you probably wouldn't even hear it once they get a good 500 feet past you. And at least for me, I noticed, like, obviously I'm, you know, still kind of a beginner. And one thing I will say is, when getting used to shifting this bike, you just hear the note of the engine so much better, and it just lets you know, like, you just have you can feel the bike better. It's literally talking to you. Before, it just sounded like this thing was in the back of a van with a bandana over its mouth, screaming like please, like listen to me. But it was just so muffled, crying for help. Versus now, it's talking clearly, it's talking distinguished. Almost like I read a couple books, I can actually understand it now. It's so much better. It just sounds so much better. I cannot stress that enough. Now, is there any cons to upgrading your exhaust? No, there's not. There really isn't. Besides having an extra muffler laying around. I'd say that's maybe the only thing. should upgrade it. I really am hoping that you can hear the difference of this thing, because it sounds so much better. Like, it just sounds significantly better. Like, people know that you're on a motorcycle coming down the road, even if they're not looking at you. It's such a pro. Please though, seriously, for the love of our good Lord, if you are on one of these bikes, go and buy a slip-on exhaust. In my case, I have the Kaufman exhaust, and dude, it just sounds so good. It sounds so much better. Like, when I picked up this bike, I really truly thought that, you know what, it's pretty fast, it looks pretty cool, but it's just gonna sound like trash. That's just all there is to it. There's nothing I can do. But then, oh my god, you switch the exhaust. I thought it was gonna sound kind of jank, you know, kind of riced out. But dude, at least with this Kaufman exhaust, like, they made it in a way where it does not sound riced out. It actually just sounds good. Like, it makes the bike still sounds clean, because, you know, I'm sure everyone's you know, seen like some car go by, they ripped out the mufflers, maybe ripped out the cats and just straight piped, or maybe they do put an aftermarket exhaust on it, right? And dude, like, a lot of the times they sound like trash. It's almost like it sounds worse than if you just kept it how it was. But not in this case. Not in this case. It literally just sounds significantly better, and they should have just made it like this from the factory. There's got to be some like decibel limit regulation. Oh, look at this. What's this guy on? This guy looks like he's on a Ninja. But it was legit the only reason I had any buyer's remorse. Yeah, the only reason I had even any buyer's remorse was because this thing just sounded like trash. Honestly not. Let me pull up into a parking lot and we'll showcase this exhaust a little bit. Alright, my light's still on. Yeah, we're still on. Alright, so let's take it on the freeway. I am sure you're probably not going to be able to hear it that well. And the other thing too is I got to put my friggin' what's it called, my visor down. So it's not going to sound as good. I've noticed it sounds worse with the visor down for some odd reason. But it is what it is. We'll figure it out. But we're going to get some B-roll at the very least. I'm really hoping you guys can hear it even when the mic's in my helmet. great day. Truly a great day. I do want to stick with the bikes. I like them a lot. I think the better you get, the more fun you're gonna have. So if you are a beginner and maybe you question sometimes, like, you know, should I get on it? Like, is this for me? Because I'm not gonna lie, that happens to me a lot. But like I said, I've only had this thing for about a month and a half. But you know, there is some times where I'm like, okay, do I really want to take that risk today? Or even just in general, like having a motorcycle. But one thing I will say, dude, is every single time you hop on this thing, and like, you know, once you're kind of warmed up, you're just feeling good in the gears. I mean, it always, you know, it's always a reminder that you made the right decision to get on. Now, obviously, you gotta be careful. Even if you're dude, like on Memorial Day, it's a great day because everyone's out barbecuing, everyone's kind of just doing their own thing. A lot of other bikes are out, and there's not as many cars. I mean, there's still a pretty good amount, but at least I was riding earlier this morning, and I was like the only person on the road, and it was just great, especially being on the bike. Because realistically, like, I'd say the number one flaw with being on a motorcycle is other people. That really is the biggest flaw. That's the only complaint I have about riding a motorcycle. If it wasn't for other people, I could ride in peace. This would be the perfect mode of transportation. But besides that, appreciate you guys watching. I know I'm just kind of rambling on about stuff. I have a hard time staying on topic sometimes. But I hope this at least provided some value to you. Yeah, if anything, I just hope you guys are able to leave some feedback, leave your thoughts, leave some questions. Besides that, once again, thank you for watching. Happy Memorial Day. Look at that. We got a U.S. Navy veteran right in front of us. That's incredible. Hope they're getting some recognition today. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave those comments, leave those thoughts. Tell me if I'm trash. Tell me if you liked it. Please. It's all